Today we will learn about the proof of the Pythagoras theorem and application of Pythagoras theorem in sums. According to this theorem 6.7, here you can see that one perpendicular PM is drawn from the vertex of the right angle of the right triangle. Which is the right triangle? This QPR. And how can we say it is right triangle? See, here you can see the right angle at P. Now, if we draw one perpendicular from this point P on the side QR, and the name of the perpendicular is PM, then the triangles on both the sides of this perpendicular are similar. Which are the triangles on both the sides of this perpendicular? One is PMQ and the other is PMR. So they are similar to each other. They are similar to each other. It means we can write PMQ similar to PMR, as well as they are similar to the whole triangle. Which is the whole triangle? QPR. So we can even say that, let us take this side triangle P and Q. It is similar to QPR. Here I am taking the right angle in the center. Similarly, if I talk about this triangle PMR, then it is also similar to triangle QPR. So this is theorem 6.7. Here we are going to prove Pythagoras theorem. According to Pythagoras theorem, in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Which are the other two sides in this triangle? They are AB and BC. And which is the hypotenuse? It is AC, which is opposite to the right angle at B. You can see here the right angle is at B. And the side opposite to the right angle is AC. Hence it is hypotenuse. Now let us prove it. For that, we have to do certain construction. Draw a perpendicular to AC. Name it BD. The line BD is the perpendicular which touches AC at D. Hence the angle ADB will be 90 degree. And at the same time, it is dividing the triangle ABC into two smaller triangles. One is ADB and the other is CDB. Now we are going to take one by one each triangle and we are going to compare it with the bigger triangle ABC. So first let us take the smaller triangle on the left side. Which one it is? It is ADB. And compare it with ABC, the bigger triangle, and prove the similarity. For that, we have to find out which similarity criteria is working over here. See, 1A we will get 1A equal by 90 degree. As you know, it is a right angle triangle. So you will get each 90 degree. Which is the 90 degree angle in the bigger triangle ABC? It is angle B. Hence, you can say it is angle ABC. We have written over here. Similarly, in the smaller triangle, the right angle is at D. Hence, we can write ADB is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, ABC is equal to ADB and each one of them are 90 degree. Now, what about the other A? Then if we get the other A also equal, then our similarity AA criteria will work. This is the easiest criteria. Whenever you see a triangle and you have to prove it similar, then always try to find out if AA similarity criteria is working. The sum will get completed soon. The similarity will be proved very soon. So here you can see one we are already equated. Let us move to the other AA. And one other pair where the angles are equal. The other pair where the angles are equal is BAD in the smaller triangle and BAC in the bigger triangle. Why are they equal? Because Here A is common in both the triangles. Hence, being common, it is equal. So we can write BAD is equal to BAC common. Angle both are having common. Which common? Angle A as common. And when whatever is common is written always in the center. As you can see here, the center is A. Here also the center is A. It means both are having the common angle A. You can even watch the triangle and you can even find out the common angle. See, in this both triangles, A is common. The letter A is common. So you need not even see the figure. Even from this triangle's name, you can find out which is common. Once you have completed the similarity, you can write ADB similar to triangle ABC by AA similarity criteria. After finishing this work, you have to prove the sides are proportional. For that, be careful that we want only two proportionates. We need not talk of the third. So how can we find out which one we want? And further, you have to be careful that you need not waste your time while doing the sum. So here you can see in the question AB squared. So just have in cross two ABs, one in the denominator, one in the numerator. Now you can just find the ratio. How can we see the ratio? Let me show you. From here you take the first two letters AD and that will be the numerator, and this is corresponding to A, B side in the bigger triangle. So this both sides are corresponding sides. Take the ratio. Similarly, take the ratio of, after you are writing AD upon AB, you want AB again. Why? I told you that you are going to cross multiply them. So prior of itself you write here AB. So what you are getting? AB is over here, the first and the third letter. Similarly, here also you take first and the third letter AC and write its ratio. It means AB side is proportionate to AC side in the bigger triangle. In the smaller triangle, if you are taking AB, in the bigger triangle you will take AC. These two sides are corresponding and take their ratio. Once you have taken the ratio, cross multiply them, you will automatically get AB square, which we needed. Here also in the question there is AB square. So after you getting AB square, what is remaining in the cross multiply? Over here, the next cross multiply which is remaining is AD cross AD point. Here AD dot AC means dot product AD product AC. Now here we'll talk of triangle BDC and again the bigger triangle ABC. In triangle BDC and triangle ABC. So BDC is this on the right side, and as I told you, one smaller triangle and one bigger triangle will take. In both the cases, we are going to take ABC, the bigger triangle. The first case also we took ABC. In the second case also we'll take ABC. But only the smaller triangles are varying. In the first case we took the triangle on the left side, and now we are going to take the triangle on the right side. Just like the previous case, the same process will get repeated. So you need not think also, just repeat whatever you have done in the first case. Here again you are going to take each 90 degree. Which are 90 degree angles? In bigger one you already know that B is 90 degree. And in this smaller one, which smaller triangle? Triangle ADC, you are already seeing in the figure that angle D is 90 degree. So each 90 degree, therefore both are equal. And I also told you that work out like that. In middle here it is D, here in middle it is B, and both are 90 degrees. Now we have to find one common angle. Which is it? Here you see in the previous case A was there. Now here you will find C will be the common angle. See, you can see it in BCD and ABC. Both the time I repeated the name C. I repeated the letter C in both the cases. So C is, because of the C, These two angles are equal. I also mentioned you that you need not even see the figure. You can see here also C is there, and in this bigger triangle also one C is there. Now just you write down the similarity criteria by AA similarity criteria. Both these triangles are similar, and the next step is also the same as we did in the previous case. Find the ratio of the sides, corresponding sides. Which are the corresponding sides? For that again, let us understand that we need BC squared. So once put BC in denominator, once in numerator. But how is we are arriving at it? Let us find out. Now here you can see that in the numerator, if we are taking CD, because we want BC in the denominator, you already know here it is BC, and this BC will go to denominator. Therefore, from here CD will be in the numerator. So CD upon BC. But in the next case, BC is in the numerator. It means from this triangle it is the numerator. The numerators are of this triangle and the denominators are of the second triangle. So first in the first triangle, we did not have BC, but we had BC in the second triangle. So it was in the denominator. And we took the corresponding side here, DC. Now in the second case, we want BC numerator. It means it will be in the first triangle. I told the numerators are in the first triangle. So BC upon, here you are saying first and the third letter. So here also you have to take the first and the third letter. Here it is BC upon AC. Once you have done it, just cross multiply, you get BC squared, and from here CD into AC. Now you are going to add 1 and 2. You already had in the first case AD product AC, and here you are seeing CD product AC. Now here you can see that that is equal to AB squared plus BC squared, right? So how? Because if you take AC common, here you have to take AC common, and you get in the bracket AD. From here you see AD in the bracket, and remove this AC from here because you have already taken common. So what is remaining? CD is remaining. So AD plus CD. And what about the RHS? In RHS, previously in one you are having AB squared in RHS. And in this here you are having BC squared. So you are going to add this, you will get AB squared plus BC squared. Here it is. Now once again, what about the bracket? See what is remaining in the bracket? We just took AC common, and whatever remained I have put in the circle. These two will be in the bracket. And now you go to the figure. In the bracket it is AD plus BC. So what means AD plus BC? It will be a line AC. So it is, again the bracket is converted into AC. So AC into AC is AC squared. RHS we already got from 1 and 2. AB squared plus BC squared. Hence the Pythagoras theorem is just proved. And here just I have made a three-dimensional figure to make you understand that once we took ADB, and the second time we took BDC. So these are the two parts. Now here we are going to apply Pythagoras theorem in one of the questions. The sum goes BL and CM are medians of the triangle ABC. As you can see over here, the triangle ABC is given, and BL falls on the side AC and CM falls on the side AB, where M is the median of AB and L is the median of AC. Be very particular that you have to put the vertex name properly. The vertex A is right angled. As you can see in the question, is already mentioned that it is right angled at A. So you should fix the point A at the right angle. Even the point B is fixed because that the median CM is falling on the side AB. So B will be just near A. and that too where the M is falling. So this side is, or this vertex is also fixed. Similarly, the vertex C is also fixed because it's already given that CM is falling on AB. So you can easily see that C will be just opposite to M. This way you can find out how the figure will be drawn. The figure should be correctly drawn, otherwise you won't be able to prove whatever you are shown in the question. Once the figure is properly drawn, you have to apply Pythagoras theorem. Here you are going to apply Pythagoras theorem in three triangles. First is the bigger triangle. Here you can see the bigger triangle ABC, right angled at A. So it is very simple for a bigger triangle to put the Pythagoras theorem because you can easily see that BC is the hypotenuse. So applying Pythagoras theorem will be very simple in the bigger triangle. It will be AC squared plus AB squared is equal to BC squared. We have to mention it in the bracket and give the name equation 1. Now let us move to the smaller triangle ABL. In triangle ABL, this one, see, now you can easily see right angle is over here. So the side opposite to the right angle is hypotenuse, and start applying the Pythagoras theorem. It will be BL squared is equal to AL squared plus AB squared. And write the name, write the properties by Pythagoras theorem in the bracket. Now here we are going to do certain modifications. Let me rub it out for you first. The first modification is related to AL squared. Now this AL squared is the part of AC square. AL is the part of AC. How is it? It is half of AC, right? Why is it half of AC? Because L is the median. A median divides the this two line into two equal parts. It divides the line into two equal parts. So AL will be replaced by AC upon 2 because it is half of AC. So remember that we are going to replace AL by AC upon 2. As it is squared, you put the bracket and square it. You don't have to do anything with related to other two parts. Like BL squared will be as it is and AB squared also as it is. Just modification will be done in this particular part. And you have to mention that L is the midpoint of AC. Now take this squared. Take the square of this AC and AC upon 2. So what is AC squared? It is AC squared, but the square will now shift to the inside the bracket. And in the denominator, 2 squared is 4. So we have taken the square of AC upon 2. And the other two parts will be as it is in AB squared and BL squared. We have to do nothing with them. Just bring them down as they are in the next step also. But in the last step again, there will be some modification. You are going to transpose 4. So for that, you have to first take LCM. You take this LCM of AC squared plus this 4 will get cross multiplied with AB squared. So you will get 4AB squared. And upon 4, transpose this 4 to BL squared. So it will get 4BL squared is equal to AC squared plus 4AB squared. Name it as 2. This is equation. Now this is the third part. This time which triangle we are going to take? We are going to take the another smaller triangle which is right angled at A and it is having hypotenuse. So just you see this right angle. The hypotenuse opposite to right angles are these two lines. First we took this line and now we are going to talk of this hypotenuse. So this hypotenuse is on falling on the triangle, smaller triangle. Which one? CAM, right? CMA or CAM, both are same. So let us take CMA, right angled at A. So apply Pythagoras theorem. It will be CM squared is equal to AC squared plus AM squared by Pythagoras theorem. Just as we applied in first case, the same steps will be repeated. The next step again modification will be done. You will be now knowing properly where the modification will be applied. Yes, it will be applied on the side AB. Okay, it will be applied on the side AB. As you know, M is the median. So AM will be half of AB. AM is half of AB. So you can replace AM with AB upon 2, half of AB. And then you have to square it. All the steps are repeated just as we did in the previous case. In the previous case, we took half of AC. And here we are going to take half of the side AB. And we are going to replace here AM. In the previous case, we replaced AL. So in this case, we are going to replace this AM with AB. And we are going to take half AB. Now again, square it, you will get AB squared. And when you take 2 squared, you get 4. Again, you take LCM. I explained how to take LCM. Here it will become 4AC squared plus AB squared. The 4 in the denominator will get shifted to or will get transposed to the left side, and you get 4cm squared is equal to 4ac squared plus ab squared. This is all mathematics. It's about taking LCM and transposing, which a 10th standard student knows very well how to do it. Now, we are going to adding 2 and 3. This is third equation, as you know. This is the third equation. Now we are going to add this 2 and 3. So what will we get? We will get, here it is 4cm squared. Previously it was 4bl squared, right? So you have to add it on the left side. You get 4bl squared plus 4 will be taken common, and you will get in the bracket bl squared plus cm squared. Similarly, over there it was 1ac squared, and here there are 4ac squared. So total you get 5ac squared. Previously there was only 1ac squared, right? And here, and then previously ab squared were 4. You know that we took LCM when we got 4ab squared on cross multiplying, and that 4ab squared and 1ab squared from here. So total you get 5ab squared also and 5ac squared also. So taking 5 common, you get ac squared plus ab squared, right? And now what you have to do? 4bl squared plus cm squared is equal to, now replace this ac squared plus ab squared by applying the Pythagoras theorem. As you know that ac squared plus ab squared is equal to bc squared by Pythagoras theorem from 1. So you got this, hence prove. This is what you have to prove. Thank you.